To say the story is heartbreaking is an understatement. For days now, the parents of a famous footballer have gone missing, fearing their whereabouts. Thankfully, the mother would be rescued. However, the player's father has not been seen. The authorities fear he may be in a neighboring country.
Luis Diaz is one of the hottest talents in the English Premier League. After news of the kidnappings broke, the Liverpool striker was left out of his side's match against Nottingham Forest. Players unfurled one of his jerseys in a public show of support, as the 26-year-old could do little more than wait for news alongside family in England.
That player is Liverpool forward Luis Diaz.
Luis Manuel Diaz and his wife Silenez Marulanda were taken by gunmen on Saturday. The couple were filling their truck with petrol before it was hijacked and driven towards mountains in the north. Authorities have rescued Diaz's mother, but his father is still missing. Police say the kidnappers could have fled with Diaz's father to Venezuela, as he was snatched from a town close to the border.
La Guajira sits at the very north tip of Colombia, and this is traditionally a region that has been a hotbed for trafficking of contraband, trafficking across the border to Venezuela.
Pues hay que pedirle al presidente Gustavo Petro, que es amigo de esas autoridades, para que nos ayude con la recuperación o con la liberación del padre de Luis Diaz.
Another day goes by in the search for Luis Diaz of Liverpool, in the search for his dad. It is an extremely concerning story.
Con el futbolista Luis Diaz hemos mantenido contacto por parte del gobierno, la Policía Nacional. Se recuperó a su señora madre en el día de ayer y se tiene toda la disposición, se ha desplegado toda la fuerza pública para que se pueda recuperar a su señor padre.
One cannot imagine what the 26-year-old is going through. He has been away from the club and largely been silent as the authorities search for his father. That was until he put up this post, which called for the whole community of Diaz's native Barranca, Colombia, to come together and march for his father, Luis Manuel, and free him now.
Just days after being kidnapped by armed men in northern Colombia, Silenez Marulanda marches alongside family, friends and supporters to appeal for the release of her husband.
The crowd chanted for Luis Manuel Diaz's release. One resident spoke with local media during the march. "I feel a pain deep in my soul," said Alice Amaya to Caracol News. "It's an injustice that someone from our own town, a son of a local family, should be suffering this pain and sadness." The Colombian government has acted immediately. Officers en masse are responding, including trained hostage negotiators. The Telegraph wrote, helicopters and planes equipped with heat-seeking cameras have also been deployed to scour the jungle for the footballer's father. Alejandro Zapata, deputy director of the National Police, would say something like this is not spontaneous. It is planned, but we know who they are. Via the BBC, Barrancas is located in La Guajira province, in the extreme north of Colombia, an area where several guerrilla groups and armed gangs operate. Police and soldiers are focusing their search on the Parija Mountains, a dense forest straddling the Colombian-Venezuela border. Circling back to what is being done, 130 police officers, 120 military personnel, an unmanned aircraft, checkpoints, helicopters, a plane with a specialized radar. Police offered a $48,000 reward for information leading to the rescue of Diaz's father. His parents were driven off in their own vehicle, which was found 90 minutes later, 7 miles away. The kidnappers had swapped cars, taking Diaz's father with them, but leaving his mother behind. Here's a point that is chilling, and I know there have been many in this story, but this one in essence claims that there was some foreshadowing this was going to happen. There are a number of organized criminal groups involved in smuggling and people trafficking on both sides. A family friend told local media that the couple had received threatening calls demanding extortion before Saturday's kidnapping. Via Vice, kidnappings have surged this year in Colombia, with El País reporting more than double the number of abductees in 2023 compared to 2022 from January to March, mostly as captives held over ransom money. The country is the biggest cocaine-producing nation in the world and home to criminal groups and guerrilla armies who are involved in the international cocaine business.